Hi. Hi, how's it going? It's been a minute. Oh, thanks. So I'm going to be making, well, I'm actually testing. I'm recipe testing right now. So I've been making donuts lately, and I think you guys have seen that I've been, like, making different kinds of donuts and that kind of thing. And, like, I've been testing different types of recipes. And today I'm just testing one. So you can try to follow this and redo it if you want. I can't promise it's going to turn out because I'm just recipe testing it. So we'll just go ahead and try it and see if it works. I won't know till I get to taste it, but yeah, I'm making blueberry donuts. Thank you. Hi, for Eleanor. There we go, blueberry donuts. I was waiting for somebody to say blueberry donuts. Why can I never pin it? There we go. Yay. Okay, so you guys can follow along, later, or like do exactly what I'm doing if you want, but like I said, I can't promise results are going to turn out great just because I've never done this recipe before for this type of donut, or this type of donut recipe, so can't promise what it's going to turn out like. But, alright, I'm going to grab my bowls. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a flax egg. So what you want to do is, let me get my water hot real quick. Here, I'll turn it this way. So a flax egg is basically an egg, like a binder that's like acts exactly like an egg in baking. And I use flax seed. You want to use meal. You don't want to use like the whole flax seeds. You want to use like the ground up version. And it basically like sits in water and turns into a goo that acts the same as like a binding agent. Rory's right here. She spilled banana chips all over the floor, if you're wondering what that is. But first, before I do all this, I'm going to wash my hands. What? What, baby? Here's your bottle. You want it? Alright, I'm going to do this with Rory. Alright. Rory's going to help me today. Okay, so it is 1 tablespoon flaxseed meal. And you can get flaxseed meal just about anywhere. So 1 tablespoon of that, and then to make a flax egg, it's 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons hot water. And then you just want to take like a fork and mix it. Girl, your hair is crazy right now. And you want to let that sit for at least like 5 minutes. So that way it has time to thicken up, because it doesn't thicken up right away into like the gooey texture that you want. Okay, and then next I'm going to mix my dry ingredients. So I have not enough counter space. I'll set this in front. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 cup of flour, and you can use gluten-free flour. It doesn't matter, whatever flour you want to use. I know oat flour will kind of give it more of like a chewy texture. Different flours do different things, like to the texture, but you can use gluten-free flour, a 1-to-1 ratio to this. I'm just using wheat flour for this recipe. So I'm going to do 1 cup. So I've got 1 cup flour. I'm trying to multitask here. All right, so then next I'm gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I can find my 1/2 teaspoon. I put it somewhere like out so I find it. There we go. So 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. And then 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Oops, I guess spilled a little bit of that. Oh well. And then 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. Or you can use, kosher salt. Just use kosher salt. And then 1/4 cup sugar. And I'm using, again, I say this every time, I'm using bone char free sugar. I say this like every time I do this, but just in case people haven't seen me say that before. So it's pure cane sugar, not blended with bones. Because that's a thing. And I'm going to pour that over that so it doesn't spill. Also, donuts are really easy to make, but just getting them right is like a matter of like just tweaking. But you can see like once I'm done how easy this is. There's really only a few ingredients to it. All right, then I'm going to mix that with a whisk. Let me grab my whisk. And you want to make sure that the dry ingredients are really well blended together. Yeah, sugar is like cut with, cut as in like they put animal bone char in the sugar to make it less expensive because it looks the same and it's cheap. So that's why I just get organic cane sugar that specifically says bone char free. It's definitely not easy cooking with a baby in my arms, but hey, I make it work. I'm so used to holding her that I think I've just got really good like arm strength. All right, so now that I got my dry ingredients like well incorporated together, I'm gonna do my wet ingredients, which is just, and 3 tablespoons of sugar, I forgot. So it's 1/4 cup plus 3 tablespoons. I almost forgot that. And you can use any kind of sugar too. You can use coconut sugar, you can use agave, you can use maple syrup if you don't want to use sugar. I'm not quite sure what it does to the like dry to wet ratio yet. I'd have to experiment with that, but like you can use other sweeteners that aren't like refined sugar. I use coconut sugar a lot in baking. Yeah, I'll probably swap arms in a minute, but I'm right-handed, so I gotta kind of do the baking part with my right hand. Okay. So 1/2 cup of non-dairy milk. And also, I'm not using this for baking because it's kind of sweet. It's no sugar added, it's just like naturally sweet. This is my all-time favorite like non-dairy milk right now. Like this is so good. Oat milk. But I like to use this for baking because it's very like neutral, like flavor, just tastes like milk. Doesn't have any flavor to it, and then it's unsweetened, so it doesn't change the sweetness of like your baked goods. Yeah, coconut sugar here, I'll show you. It's, I got it at Kroger. And it's basically made from the blossom, I believe, of the coconut. Like the flower, I think. Yeah. Not positive on that. I've tried spoons with Rory and she wants no part of it, so I just let her eat with her hands. I don't really care at this point. I mean, when she gets a little older, I'll work on her hand with spoons a little more, but right now she's fine. So 1/2 cup non-dairy milk. And coconut sugar doesn't taste like coconut at all. Okay, so next is 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, but you want to make sure that you melt the coconut oil, because coconut oil, if you just put it in like not melted, it's just going to be clumpy and not blend at all with what you're doing. I can get this open by myself. Hold on, I'm gonna make Geoff open this. I'm kidding. He couldn't do it. I'm just gonna use a knife. Now I gotta use another one because you put your mouth all over that. You can just have it. Okay. Now I gotta find another plastic bowl that's not had a baby chew on it. Okay, so 3 tablespoons coconut oil. If I can get it out. Here. I get a spoon to get this out. And then I'm just going to stick that in the microwave for like not even 30 seconds. I'm just going to stick it in for like 20 seconds. And get all of it out. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, thank you. I don't want it. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Oh, now it's gone. What's next? Okay, you want it back? I don't think she's allergic to anything, but she also hasn't tried most of the allergens like dairy or eggs, so. All right, there's my 3 tablespoons melted coconut oil. I'm just going to put that into the non-dairy milk, or the almond milk that I'm using. And then I think it's 1 teaspoon vanilla I'm going to do. And I don't know where my vanilla is. Hold on. I think I have to open a new one. Hold on, let me go grab it real quick. I just bought a new one. Aw, that's so sweet. I can't wait for Rory to play with Luna sometime. That'll be fun. Alright, so I'm using baking vanilla. It's pure vanilla extract, but it's like just a really strong like flavoring vanilla. So it's kind of like a little bit of artificial flavoring, but it's mostly pure vanilla. It gives it just a stronger flavor in baking. Don't put it in there. Alright, now I gotta find my teaspoon. Alright, so 1 teaspoon vanilla, and that's going to go in the wet ingredients. Vanilla, and then I'm going to do, you can add whatever flavors you want. So like blueberry muffins kind of go, or not muffins, blueberry donuts go with like cardamom. They go with, I'm going to do cinnamon and nutmeg. And they go with like lemon zest, things like that. So you can play around with the flavors a little bit. You don't have to do exactly like cinnamon and nutmeg. That's just what I'm doing. There's a lot of flavors that go with blueberry that you can try. So I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg in my dry, and then I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. So just 2 of those. And it just adds a little bit more flavor like to the donuts. It's not just a plain like white cake donut with blueberries. It just gives it a little bit of extra something. Mix all that. Then I'm going to mix my flax egg that I almost forgot about. Just going to mix that a little bit and pour it in my wet ingredients. See how it's like really goopy now? That's basically the same consistency as an egg, and it works the same in baking, which is really cool. You don't need to use eggs. And there's tons and tons and tons of other egg replacers, but that's just one of my favorites. So I'm gonna mix that really well. And then I'm gonna pour it into my dry. And just mix that up. And you want to mix it just until it's like all mixed. You don't want to like over mix it. Eggs in baking are mostly used to just bind things. Like you don't really taste them. It's just meant to like keep things together and keep cakes from falling apart and things like that. Now things like meringues and stuff, that is egg-based, but you can use aquafaba, which is chickpea juice whipped, and it acts the same as meringues and things like that, like egg whites. So there's many, 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 many egg substitutes. What are you doing? Thank you. That's so nice of you. What are you doing? All right. Then I'm gonna mix my blueberries in. So I'm gonna do about, I'm gonna say 1/2 cup. You can do a little more, a little less, whatever you like. Just make sure you wash them and dry them first, and take off all the little, because like some of them have stems. Make sure you take them off. And no, get out your hands out of my blueberries. Yeah. And it's okay if you mash some of these up into the batter. Like you don't need to keep them all like perfectly intact. So feel free to mash a little bit of them. Ooh, that's a little too many blueberries. Put some of those back. Ew, I just stepped on one. Oh no, that was a banana. Oh no, that was a blueberry. Ew. Totally just stepped on a blueberry. Nope, get your hands out of there. Hey. So I'm trying to mash some of these in there. Not all of them, but just some. So it gives like a little bit of a blue color. Might not mash much of them, but I'm trying. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a spoon, and I've already got a piping bag. So I took a piping bag, cut the tip off. Now I'm gonna just get a spoon and pour that in there. Am I doing anything? You can use food coloring, but like if you want like a natural colored blue, just mash some of the blueberries in there. But honestly, it didn't really turn it blue very well. I didn't mash enough of them. I kind of just broke them up, but you can use blue coloring, but like I just prefer to use like the natural color of the blueberries. All right, Roar, this is the part where I'm gonna have to put you down. No? No? Okay. All right, maybe not. I'm gonna figure this out. No EV brakes right now. We will take one when we put the batter in the oven. So it's not really blue, but whatever. Doesn't need to be. It's got some blue in there. I'm just making sure I scrape all of it out of the bowl. I don't like to waste any. Alright, that's about as good as I can get it. Alright. So the next thing I'm going to do is take a donut pan and spray it really well with cooking spray. So I'm gonna use, let me get my cooking spray. And you can use any kind of neutral flavored cooking spray. I prefer to use coconut oil just because I've already got coconut oil in my donuts themselves. But this doesn't have any flavor. It's just, I just like it. So coconut oil, and you just want to spray the pan really well. So that way your donuts just like pop out really easily. Here comes the hard part. I'm going to try to pipe it into the pan while holding Rory. Okay. No, get your hand out of the grease. I washed your hands before we did this too, so. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to do one big swirl around each one. Actually, I'm going to cut the tip of this off a little more. It's not off enough. I might be able to use it. It's going. It's just the blueberries are having a hard time coming out. Bagels have like a chewier outside because I think they're boiled. All right, I'm working on this. Donuts are like softer. They're more like a cupcake because these are like baked, not fried. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure I get all of it into the pan. Just fill any ones that look a little empty. Okay, so what you want to do, the last step, is you want to just kind of hit this. That way, like the dough or the batter sinks into the molds or the form. And don't be afraid to like just really do that. It just kind of gets the batter to settle. And then we're just going to pop it in the oven for 10 minutes. And the oven is at 375. Alright, so I made blueberry, where did my sport go? I made blueberry glaze, and it's super easy to make. It's just puree a little bit of blueberries and then powdered sugar. And this got hard because I left it sitting out too long, so I'm going to put this in the microwave for like just a couple seconds to warm it up. Just a couple seconds, just so it gets soft again. Thank you. Nope, nope. There you go. Now it's a soft glaze again. And it's just pureed blueberries and powdered sugar, and you just want to put enough powdered sugar, enough blueberries together to where you get like a consistency that's like a glaze. So this is a little dry, so I might add a little bit of water to it, like a teaspoon of warm water. It's been in the fridge, so. I got my dress from American Eagle. So it's just powdered sugar, blueberries pureed, and then just a little bit of water just to get the consistency right. You want it to be a glaze, so it has to be like that. Because you want it to stick to the donut, but you don't want it to be too watery and you don't want it to be too thick. I first started baking like maybe a year or two ago. Like it wasn't long ago at all. But so now I'm just waiting for the donuts to get done. That's pretty much it. Oh, you got a runny nose. Hold on. Yeah, I kind of just like started baking like a year or two ago just as a hobby, like kind of like I just picked it up because I don't know, I felt like doing it and just kind of started doing it more and more and more. So, oh yeah, EV break. Everybody's asking for an EV break. So we're going to go take an EV break while our donuts are baking. EV break. Evie, come back outside. Evie. Evie, come back out. Never mind. Okay. Evie. Evie, come here. Evie, come here. Everybody wants to see you. And she found Rory's banana chips. Say hi. Or not. Okay, bye. Evie. Evie, come here. She's eating all of Rory's banana chips. Say hi. Evie, you can't eat all those. You're going to get sick. Or you're going to eat all of them. Evie. Evie, come here. Come here. She is really distracted right now. Alright, well, I'm going to wash my hands because I just touched dog. I'll pick you up in a second. Chill, baby. Okay. She is a vacuum. Look, she's just going for it. Evie, let me sweep those up real quick so you don't get sick. Yeah, Rory can stand. She can't walk yet. She can stand. You see yourself? Come here. Alright, still got 5 more minutes on the donuts. You guys done already? God, Evie, you really gonna eat all those? I think she said yes. She's gonna eat all of them. Evie. I can't get through to her right now. I think Evie just ate half a box of banana chips. And just like that, they're all gone. Got a great vacuum. She's like my little Roomba. Favorite song right now? I don't know. I haven't really been listening to anything new right now. Alright, 3 minutes left on the donuts. I don't know how old she was when she first started standing. Geoff, do you know how old she was when she first started standing?
9 or 10 months.
9 or 10 months?
It's pretty bad.
You look cute.
She's making blueberry donuts.
You look cute with your... I like it.
My mustache.
You scruff.
My scruff. I need to shave it.
What are you doing? What are you up to now?
Well, then what are you guys doing?
Baking donuts? I thought Mike was going to taste test my donuts, but I guess he left, so I don't know who's going to taste them now.
You?
I know, I'm not supposed to be eating that right now.
Don't let me shave. That's rude. I need to shave. Austin looks good whenever he's got scruff, but I don't. Otto can't grow any scruff.
Rory's drinking oat milk right now. She drinks like a mix of things. Like she'll drink like banana milk, oat milk, almond milk, whatever we've got like on hand. She goes through a lot of milk. A lot of non-dairy milk. These blueberry muffins smell really good. They smell really good, huh? Everyone's saying don't shave. What are some substitutes in vegan baking? It depends on what you're trying to substitute. Like, you can substitute oil for applesauce or bananas. You can substitute eggs for, like, flax egg, or, like, egg substitutes, like the packaged kind. Chia eggs, different kinds of things. Like, I mean, there's, and, like, milk you just substitute for non-dairy milk, like any kind, really. Just keep in mind, like, different milks, like different non-dairy milks have different flavors, like they have different, like, sweetnesses to them. Some have no sweetness. It just depends on what you're doing. What's my favorite dessert recipe to make? Right now, at the moment, donuts. Donuts are really fun to make for me. I've listened to Palais Royale a couple times. They're pretty cool. I saw them at Warped Tour. Like, they're really good. I like them a lot. What time do I have right now? It is... I don't know. I can't see my clock because my timer's on. Alright, cool. I'm going to take them out of the oven. And to see if they're done, you want to poke them and see if they spring back. So they should have like a little spring to them. These do not. Wait, no. I think it's just the one. I'm gonna do like, just like 2 more minutes, I think. But actually, you can just leave them in the pan for about 3 minutes, and that'll cook them even longer. So I'm gonna leave them in the pan to cook a little bit longer. That's what they look like right now. So, I saw someone ask how my market thing's going. I actually like kind of stopped doing the farmers market just because there wasn't very many people there, and then I started doing these pop-ups every weekend, which has been going really, really well for me. The pop-ups, I've been kind of like co-popping up with like this vegan chef who's local and like does amazing like vegan like food, like she cooks, and like I kind of just do desserts. So we've kind of been like a really good team lately at pop-ups and stuff, because she does like the food and I do the desserts. And it's been going really well. And I've been getting like a lot of orders and stuff from people, like local people that want to order for like graduation and like I got a baby shower. I'm providing the cake and donuts and cupcakes for and stuff like that. So I will do cookies on Etsy eventually. It's just I kind of like I bake because it's fun for me, but like I kind of got burnt out of cookies, which I have to do 3 dozen cookies tomorrow anyway. But I'm doing just regular round sugar cookies. So that's easy, but I kind of got burnt out on cookies for a minute, so I kind of want to wait a little bit. And the shipping was like really difficult because I just was like a wreck every time I was like waiting for them to get somewhere, because I was like hoping that they were okay, and which they always were. They were fine, but I just always get worried. Oh, for anyone asking that if I'm pregnant, no, I'm just like I kind of like hold my belly out like this to hold her up because it's like a seat. But like if I'm standing just flat, it's just flat. I'm just kind of like going like this to hold Rory. But no, I'm not pregnant right now. I just look like it because I'm like shifting my weight like this. Because it's kind of hard to hold Rory on my hip. So I'm just using my stomach as like a seat. I still haven't finished the painting in Rory's room. I just haven't had, I wouldn't say I haven't had inspiration to do it. I just kind of like haven't, I don't know, I've been so like busy with baking that I haven't really thought about doing it. And she doesn't really stay in her room very much. Like she kind of just goes in there every now and then to sleep by herself. She mostly sleeps with us, but and besides, I'm going on like a super raw diet soon, so like I'm trying to get back to losing my baby weight. I've still got it after a year. Plus I've been taking like Latuda, which I was taking Abilify, which like made me gain a lot of weight, and I just switched to Latuda, so I'm hoping that'll help me drop the weight, because like I gained like 20 pounds in a month, and like I didn't change my eating, I didn't change my working out. And it's literally just because of like the medication I was on. So like sometimes if you're on medications for like different things, they can cause you to gain weight too. So I just switched my meds. Okay. But alright, so I've got a cooling rack and I'm just gonna flip my donuts over onto it. Now they feel good. And they should just pop right out. Okay, so I've got my donuts. They look good. They look like donuts. And I'm just going to mix up my glaze and put a little bit more water on it because it's just still a little too thick. Or it might be good, actually. Let me try a donut. Alright, so to glaze these, all you got to do is just take it, dip it, spin it a little bit, and very carefully pick it up without breaking it. And there you got a glazed donut. Be careful not to break it, so like kind of like feel where it's starting to pull apart and very gently lift it up. And this glaze is still too dry, so I'm going to put a little bit more water in it. That's a little better. Because if it's too thick, your donut will just like stick into the glaze and you won't be able to pull it back out. Or if it's too wet, like now it is, now I'm going to put a little more powdered sugar in it. And just mix that up. Because if it's too watery, it'll just, oh, don't touch it. If it's too watery, it'll just soak the donut and make it soggy. Okay. That's like what you want. So it's got a little bit more powdered sugar, got a blend, but like you want something like that. I'm gonna reglaze this one. I was not at Slam Dunk, I wish. Yeah, that looks much better. That's like the glaze I wanted. I wanted to go to Slam Dunk, but it just didn't make sense for only going for a couple days. But I am going to Germany in August, so that'll be really cool. Reglaze these ones because they don't look right. I love Turbulence. Probably my favorite song by them right now. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands. And then you just want to let them harden a little bit, and there you go. Blueberry donuts. And I will taste them and let you guys know if the recipe worked out or not. Whoever said if they're going to make a vegan book. I want to make a cookbook, I really do. I just like don't know where to start. I just don't have time right now. I'm just like busy with so many things. But I definitely want to try, so I will in the future work on that for sure, whenever I get some time. Alright, well, that's it. Would I ever make vegan macaroons? That's like one of the next things I want to try to make is vegan macaroons. I've been like looking into it, and like I know how to make aquafaba, which is what you use to make the macaroons, so like I'm definitely going to try to do macaroons soon. You getting sleepy? Oh, you getting sleepy? Yeah. I feel like I'm not good enough at makeup to do a makeup tutorial. Stop showing. Oh god. Oh, Rory. Oh goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna go now. Thank you guys for watching. I'll save it for you guys to watch later, or if you guys missed part of it or something. So, thank you guys. Bye.